Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Kilrodan. And today, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon by talking about the movies, shows, or what have you, I guess. So this is gonna be one of those things I've watched on their streaming services, Disney Plus, and it's on my to-do list. I know technically it's a notebook, but I'm calling it a to-do list anyway because I got quite a few things to talk about. So I figured I would talk about another documentary thing again, because of the fact that I've reviewed quite a few of these anyway. So for this one, it's the one titled "The New Air Force One Flying Fortress." So in this one, as you can see, it has something to do with the army and whatnot, the military, and stuff like this, I guess. So of course, the new Air Force One Flying Fortress pretty much follows the presidential aircraft's creation and whatnot. So goes into that the whole bit with that driving into has transformed into this like a the service kind of a thing where he does his job pretty well or whatever. And yeah, and that's kind of thing though. So telling detail on how it would be operated or whatever. Of course, the fact that it'd been around for quite some time, how it changed over the years. I guess I just should, I suppose. But I guess that's the basic idea here is that. But that's basically the idea. How this kind of a thing was around for quite some time, really. Yeah, but that's like the general idea where is this aircraft that's supposed to be helping the presidents of the past several years, of course, for quite some time, and that's about it. I know it sounds like a bit vague here, which it is, of course. But yeah, it's not as insightful as it should have been, really. But yeah, so yeah, it's definitely one of those things. I kind of like, I'm glad I already saw it once. Yeah, and Donald Trump. Ugh, funny that he's featured on here because a lot of his supporters really don't like Disney. Ugh, which yes, I've discussed quite a few times in separate videos, by the way. So yeah, him having issue, even he had some issues with the studio as well. But I mean, of course, I'm not trying to allow. Yeah, the fact that I don't like Donald Trump, I'm not trying to allow that to affect the review. Just to clear the air. Yes, he has done questionable stuff, and yes, his supporters are off the walker. That's putting it lightly, sure. But I'm not trying to allow that kind of stuff to affect his review. I'm just trying to be really as unbiased as I could. Not that he can't be criticized, nor his supporters. I'm not saying that they can't be criticized because they sure can. Especially considering the fact that what they know what he did. Ugh. Anyway, the thing is that I just feel like this document should have been more detailed. I feel like it really wasn't in some ways. So yeah, yeah, in the beginning, we can see that the Air Force One is described as a plane that the presidents had used over the years, of course, have flown. And then, yeah, we get to see Trump talking and whatnot, of course. And just, yeah, I just feel like we don't hear much about the details except for maybe that the first presidents had used it. And so I guess it stops with Trump because this was pretty much completed. This documentary was completed around when he was in presidency. I guess when he was around. So okay, so that seems bizarre to me when you think about it because we see a lot of criticism when you think about it. I also kind of weird concerning the fact what I just said earlier when you think about it. But anyway, that aside, of course, uh, it kind of felt like it was too brief in some ways, and it kind of felt like it took too long to kind of get to the point. I saw segments of this, so yeah, I didn't like that. I it sort of got kind of boring because of that. So yeah, so as a result, yes, there was way too much that was repeated because of that. So which made this entire thing less interesting that it should have been. And yes, is there quite a bit that could have been removed? Yes, I said maybe about half of this. I've seen short documentaries before. A short documentary, a mini documentary could work, provided it's done correctly. It depends on the execution, I guess you can say. If it's done properly, I mean, sure. But yeah, that's definitely the thing, folks. That's definitely the thing. So, I mean, I've seen worse than this, but just at the end of the day, I mean, it's whatever. I guess you can say it's whatever. But yes, I bet a lot of this could have been removed because a lot of things in here did seem repetitive when it was discussed, of course. And but yeah, it just comes off like you could have done, yeah, you the viewer, you could have done a better job than was presented here. You could have just done your own research, write your own paper or whatever, and do a better job than this. I mean, you could even write your own book if you feel like it, and still would be better than what was done here because it just depends out. Like I said a moment ago, it just depends on the execution. Really, if anything, it was just it's whatever. This is a whatever documentary, I guess. So anyway, I'll give this an overall rating of a 5.0 out of 10. It's a 5.0 out of 10 for me because it's adequate. It's very adequate. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah, later.